Last time on Pride and Prejudice.
Our crop of gentlemen, it ain't good this year. We don't have a good harvest of gentlemen this year. And it also is like, oh yeah, he's young, he's handsome, he's agreeable, and best of all, he likes to party. Much as I don't know why this is so funny to me, but just like the amiable, like, you want a man who's gonna party all night. This is top tier. This is the man that you want. Eligible bachelor acquired. The Netherfield sounds like some Stargate-esque portal to a hell realm. Totally. The Netherfield. That's gonna be my headcanon until it's undoubtedly proven wrong, that Netherfield is just some hell dimension that he lives in. It's like the Nether in Minecraft. It's just, yeah, I live there with zombie pigmen. Like, they won't bother you, don't worry. And that's why he likes to party. He doesn't want to go home to the Netherfield. Yeah. Exactly. We have found the proud, everybody. We have found the pride to this prejudice. I do like the enjoy her smiles. That is kind of cute. Like, instead of just enjoy her company or like go hang out with your pretty girl, it's like enjoy her smiles. There's some poeticism here. Okay, what time is it? Close to midnight. The next chapter is pretty short. I think we can do another one. Chapter 4. When Jane and Elizabeth were alone, the former, who had been cautious in her praise of Mr. Bingley before, expressed to her sister how much she admired him. "He's just what a young man ought to be," said she. "Sensible, good-humoured, lively, and I never saw such happy manners, so much ease, with such perfect good breeding." That don't land so well nowadays. "He's also handsome," replied Elizabeth, "which a young man ought likewise to be, if he possibly can. His character is thereby complete." Character complete. Yeah. I love that. Like, it's great for someone to be handsome if they can be. If you can manage it, be handsome, you know? "I was very much flattered by his asking me to dance a second time. I did not expect such a compliment." "Did not you? I did for you. But that is one great difference between us. Compliments always take you by surprise, and me never." I know I'm worthy of being complimented. You're humble. It sounds like she might have some pride of her own. "What could be more natural than his asking you again? He could not help seeing that you were about 5 times as pretty as every other woman in the room. No thanks to his gallantry for that. Well, he certainly is very agreeable, and I give you leave to like him. You have liked many a stupider person." That's awesome. Oh yeah, you have my blessing to like him. You've liked much stupider people. Feels accurate to what sisters might say today. Yeah, guys collecting character traits like Infinity Stones. You've collected partying all night. You've collected being agreeable. You've collected being handsome. Finally, you have them all. "Dear Lizzie, oh, you're a great deal too apt, you know, to like people in general. You never see a fault in anybody." I see. I thought she was, for a second there, she was saying you can't like anybody, but no, she's saying you like everybody, because you never see a fault in anybody. So, you never see fault in anybody. All the world are good and agreeable in your eyes. I never heard you speak ill of a human being in my life. Frogs, though. Frogs I've heard you speak ill of. Yeah. The most elusive stone, not stupid. It's not even smart, it's just not stupid. Oh. Let's see. I've never heard you speak ill of a human being in my life. I would wish not to be hasty in censuring anyone, but I always speak what I think. I know you do, and it is that which makes me wonder with your good sense, to be so honestly blind to the follies and nonsense of others. Affectation of candour is common enough. One meets it everywhere. But to be candid without ostentation or design, to take the good of everybody's character and make it still better, and say nothing of the bad, belongs to you alone. And so, you like this man's sisters too, do you? Their manners are not equal to his.
I hope that she's about to ask what Jane thinks about Mr. Darcy and watch her scramble to find something good to say.
Certainly not, at first, but there are very pleasing women when you converse with them. Yeah, but they are very pleasing women when you converse with them. Miss Bingley is to live with her brother and keep his house, and I am much mistaken if we shall not find a very charming neighbour in her. Elizabeth listened in silence, but was not convinced. Their behaviour at the assembly had not been calculated to please in general. It was more quickness of observation and less pliancy of temper than her sister, and with a judgment too unassailed by an attention to herself, she was very little disposed to approve them. They were in fact very fine ladies, not deficient in good humour where they were pleased. Can I get some vitamins? I have a good humor deficiency. Not deficient in good humor when they were pleased, nor in the power of being agreeable when they chose it, but proud and conceited. They were rather handsome, had been educated in one of the first private seminaries in town, had a fortune of £20,000, were in the habit of spending more than they ought, and of associating with people of rank, and were therefore in every respect, entitled to think well of themselves, and meanly of others. They were of a respectable family in the north of England, a circumstance more deeply impressed on their memories than that their brother's fortune and their own had been acquired by trade. I'm not sure I quite know what that means. So, like, they got a fortune by trade. And is it saying they had to leave, like, North England? And, like, that's sticking in their minds because, like, they care more about the fact that they had to leave England than their brother has a fortune? I'm not sure. Guys. I think she might have some prejudices. It's true. Good point. I have a little bit of a Jane issue in some respects, in that I think I trust, like, the viewpoint character too much, because I was like, oh, Jane sees, like, the good in everybody, but, like, Elizabeth, she sees them, like, honestly. But no, like, yeah, if he's pride, she's prejudiced, so she's just seeing them in a prejudiced way, that she's like, oh, they're only out for themselves, you know, when actually... Oh yeah, that's a good point. She put her own name in the book as the prettiest one. The audacity, for sure. Yeah, good point. Protagonist bias is something very interesting in fiction and can be used for great effect when evoked, for sure. Mr. Bingley inherited property to the amount of nearly £100,000 from his father, who had intended to purchase an estate, but did not live to do it. I like that phrasing. He intended to do this. He just didn't live long enough to do it. He didn't live to do it. Mr. Bingley intended it likewise, and sometimes made choice of his country. But as he was now provided with a good house and the liberty of a manor, it was doubtful to many of those who best knew the easiness of his temper, whether he might not spend the remainder of his days at Netherfield, and leave the next generation to purchase. Homeboy, he's gonna spend the rest of his time in the Nether. His sisters are very anxious for his having an estate of his own, but though he was now established only as a tenant, Miss Bingley was by no means unwilling to preside at his table, nor was Mrs. Hurst, who had married a man of more fashion than fortune, less disposed to consider his house as her home when it suited her. I am certain that fashion doesn't... Like, right today, it basically only means clothes. Like, well, it doesn't only mean clothes. But it mostly refers to clothes nowadays. And so I'm sure it means he has a good demeanor, or he's put together, I guess, would probably what it means. But the way it sounds to my ear just sounds like, yeah, she married him because he has a good fashion sense, man. Like, he has
like villain levels of swagger here. I don't care about the fortune. I just care about the drip. That's true. Greed says, I gotta admit though, only a few chapters in it, we have some good character setups and the marriage goal laid out as well. Pretty quick setup. Very true. Very true. And they're very short chapters as well. Like in another book, I think this would all be one chapter. So, yep, we know what we're after. We know a bit about who the characters are, and it's flowed pretty naturally so far. So, pretty good. Alright, Mr. Bingley had not been of age 2 years when he was tempted by an accidental recommendation to look at Netherfield House. He did look at it and into it for half an hour, was pleased with the situation and the principal rooms, satisfied with what the owner said in its praise, and took it immediately. Between him and Darcy, there was a very steady friendship. In spite of a great opposition of character, Bingley was endeared to Darcy by the easiness, openness, ductility of his temper, though no disposition could offer a greater contrast to his own, and though with his own he never appeared dissatisfied. On the strength of Darcy's regard, Bingley had the firmest reliance, and of his judgment the highest opinion. In understanding, Darcy was the superior. Bingley was by no means deficient, but Darcy was clever. He was at the same time haughty, reserved, and fastidious, and his manners, though well-bred, were not inviting. In that respect, his friend had greatly the advantage. Bingley was sure of being liked everywhere he appeared. Darcy was continually giving offense. Oh, that's smart. This is like the 3D chess wingman strategy. Like, instead of having the wingman who talks you up, you have the wingman who just is so deplorable that you look amazing next to him. The manner in which they spoke of the Meryton assembly was sufficiently characteristic. Bingley had never met with pleasanter people or prettier girls in his life. Everybody had been most kind and attentive to him. There had been no formality, no stiffness. He had soon felt acquainted with all the room, and as to Miss Bennet, he could not conceive an angel more beautiful. Darcy, on the contrary, had seen a collection of people in whom there was little beauty and no fashion, for none of whom he had felt the smallest interest, and from none received either attention or pleasure. Miss Bennet he acknowledged to be pretty, but she smiled too much. So that line that I thought was cute earlier when he was like, oh, you should enjoy her smile more. He thought she smiled too much. Oh, it was like meant to be a diss. Oh, that's so funny. But that's pretty clever. That's a pretty clever way to write this character, you know, to have him say something that's seemingly nice, but is actually not. Mrs. Hurst and her sister allowed it to be so, but still they admired her and liked her, and pronounced her to be a sweet girl, and one whom they should not object to know more of. Miss Bennet was therefore established as a sweet girl, and their brother felt authorized by such commendation to think of her as he chose. Just get out the stamp that says sweet girl on it. Established. So I guess it's saying that, like, the sisters are like, yeah, she does smile too much, but, like, we like her, I guess. Well, hello, dear viewer. You have reached the end of the video. So this is but a smaller part of a much larger video. A lot of my readings of classical literature were done in the form of a live stream, and I decided to go over those live streams and edit the videos into smaller, more digestible one-chapter videos. So if you would like to keep watching more of this edited content, then there should be a playlist on screen somewhere. I might put a little card for the next chapter. If you would like to watch the full live stream, then that should also be in a card right now and or in the description. So thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate even more if you would give the video a like, if you would comment on it, if you would subscribe to my channel overall, maybe even ring that little bell. But Any support that you can give me and my channel is deeply appreciated. I'd love to know in the comments what you liked about the video, what you thought was funniest about it, what was your favorite joke from it. This was originally streamed at A Moth in the Archive on Twitch. I stream there every Saturday for the writing group. We have a prompt every week and write 350-word microfiction for it. I read some of the stories from the community live on Twitch on Saturday, so you can check that out. And then, of course, I also do reading content like this over there. If you like my reaction content, I also have a reaction channel where I react to like movies and TV shows. That is called A Moth in the Theater, so go check that out. If you would like to see me play and or react to video games, then A Moth in the Arcade is the place for you. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you watch some more. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.